MS Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences.
Hi students, title of the experiment is Preparation and Standardization of 0.1 normal sulfuric acid. Aim of the experiment is to prepare and to find the exact strength of 0.1 normal sulfuric acid. Chemicals required are anhydrous sodium carbonate, distilled water, methyl orange, and sulfuric acid. Apparatus required are conical flask, volumetric flask, beaker, burette, burette stand, 10 ml bulb pipette, analytical balance, butter paper, and spatula. Principle involved. It is based on acid-base titration. Sulfuric acid is considered as secondary standard substance. Acid strength changes. It gets decomposed during storage condition as it absorbs moisture from air. It is standardized using anhydrous sodium carbonate as primary standard. The indicator used is methyl orange and the end point is appearance of reddish yellow color. Experimental procedure. First, for the preparation of 0.1 normal sulfuric acid. It is prepared by carefully adding 2.77 ml of sulfuric acid to an equal ml of water and diluting it to 1000 ml with water. Next, for the standardization of 0.1 normal sulfuric acid, weigh about 0.53 grams of anhydrous sodium carbonate and transfer into a 100 ml volumetric flask. Dissolve in few ml of distilled water and make up to the mark with distilled water. Pipette out 10 ml of this solution into a clean, dry conical flask and add few drops of methyl orange as indicator. Titrate against given sulfuric acid solution until the solution turns to reddish yellow. Repeat the titration until concordant readings are obtained. The results obtained are tabulated and the normality of given sulfuric acid solution is calculated using the formula N2 is equal to V1N1 divided by V2, where N1 is normality of sodium carbonate, V1 is volume of sodium carbonate taken, N2 is normality of sulfuric acid, and V2 is volume of sulfuric acid consumed. Finally, the normality of given sulfuric acid solution is reported. Hi students, the name of the experiment is Standardization of 0.1 normal sulfuric acid. The aim of the experiment is to determine the exact strength of the given 0.1 normal sulfuric acid solution. Standardization of sulfuric acid is based on acid-base titration. Sulfuric acid is a secondary standard and it is standardized using anhydrous sodium carbonate as a primary standard. The indicator used here is methyl orange. The chemicals required for this experiment are 0.1 normal sulfuric acid is a secondary standard which has to be standardized. Anhydrous sodium carbonate is a primary standard which is used for standardizing sulfuric acid. Methyl orange indicator. Methyl orange is an acid-base indicator which is used in this titration, and Distilled water. Distilled water is used to prepare the primary and secondary standard solutions. The components required for the experiment are butter paper, spatula, 250 ml conical flask, 100 ml volumetric flask, funnel, 50 ml beaker, 10 ml bulb pipette, burette stand, burette, and weighing balance. Let us start the experiment. Initially, all the apparatus used in this titration should be cleaned thoroughly with water. The burette should be rinsed with the titrant used, that is with sulphuric acid, and the pipette should be rinsed with the solution sodium carbonate, which is a solution to be pipetted out. The first step is to prepare the primary standard solution, that is 0.1 normal sodium carbonate solution. Take the butter paper and place it on the pan and make it to 0. Weigh 0.53 grams of anhydrous sodium carbonate. Transfer 0.53 grams of anhydrous sodium carbonate into a 100 ml volumetric flask using a funnel. Dissolve this in water and make up the solution to the mark with distilled water. Dissolve sodium carbonate in distilled water. After dissolving sodium carbonate in distilled water, make up to the mark with distilled water. Make up to the mark with distilled water. And this is 0.1 normal sodium carbonate solution, which is a primary standard for this experiment. Fill the burette with 0.1 normal sulphuric acid. It is prepared by carefully adding 2.77 ml of sulphuric acid and an equal volume of water is added to this, and make up to the mark, that is up to 1000 ml with distilled water. Fill up to the 0 mark and check the lower meniscus as it is a colorless solution. Clamp vertically in the burette stand. After preparing 0.1 normal of primary standard, that is sodium carbonate solution, pipette out 10 ml of this solution. Pipette out the solution up to the mark into a clean conical flask. Do not blow out the last drop from the pipette. Add few drops of methyl orange indicator to the conical flask. The solution is now yellow in color. After adding the indicator to the conical flask, titrate against 0.1 normal sulfuric acid until the color of the solution turns to reddish yellow. The end point is color change from yellow to reddish yellow. Note down the burette reading and repeat the titration till concordant readings are obtained. This is a procedure for standardization of 0.1 normal sulfuric acid. Thank you.
At MSR UAS, we spark your imagination unlike any other.